I'm Stephen Gashler, and I'm going to be performing an Irish folktale called Bevin. Bevin is a Gaelic word meaning beautiful girl. Long ago in Ireland, there was a mother with a son. And it's not that the mother didn't love the son, it's just he had a way of getting on her nerves. Maybe you could understand. See, one day the son came to her and said, "Hey, Mom, guess what I was doing today in the garden? Digging with my teeth. And guess what I found? A worm. And guess what I did? Ate it. I don't feel so well. I think I'm gonna... I'm okay, don't worry. That's nice, son. Just run along now and play. Go away. Oh, if only I had a daughter. I would give anything for a daughter, even my firstborn son." And as soon as the mother said these words, out of nowhere appeared a leprechaun who said, "I'm the leprechaun who likes to go around meddling with people's lives because it's funny. Did you say you would give away your only son for a daughter? What a wicked thing to say. And just because you said it, it's going to happen. That's right. You're going to have a daughter. And as soon as she's born, your only son will turn into a goose. Because that makes sense. Shazam!" And he was gone. True to the words of the leprechaun, the mother bore a girl, and she named her Bevin. And as she was born, the son walked in and said, "Hey, Mom, guess what I was eating today in the garden? Poof! Mom, 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 mom. Oh, my poor son. Well, at least I have my girl." True to her name, Bevin grew up to be a very beautiful girl, though she was lonely, and one day she said to her mother, "Mom, why don't I have any brothers or sisters?" "Oh, well, the truth is you're just an only child, and that's how it is." "But, Mom, your nose is growing long." "No, it's not." "Yes, it is." "That's just a pimple." No, it's growing really long." "It's always looked this way. I don't know what you're talking about." No, Mom, it's about to burst through the window." "Oh, well, all right, if you must know. You had a brother, but I made a rash vow and said I would give him away if I could have a daughter, and a leprechaun made it happen. So, that's how it is." "You mean the goose is my brother? And it's all my fault?" "Yes, you just go on thinking that, all right?" "Oh, poor brother. If only I could make him turn human again, I would do anything." And as soon as Bevin said these words, the leprechaun appeared. "Did you say anything? Anything, eh? Well, I think I can think of some anythings." "Who are you?" "I'm the leprechaun who goes around meddling with people's lives because it's funny. And now let's see. Oh, here's a good anything. Let's say you have to get on your hands and knees and pick up little bits of mulch and string and pine needles and leaves, and with your bare fingers you must sew it into a beautiful pair of pants with a matching vest. And during this time, if you laugh or talk or sneeze or cry, then your brother will forever remain a goose. But if you do none of those things and you finish the outfit, he'll turn human again, because that makes sense. Shazam!" And the leprechaun was gone. Out of love for her goose of a brother, Bevin immediately got down on her hands and knees and started picking up little bits of string and leaves and mulch and pine needles, and with her bare fingers started sewing it into a beautiful pair of pants with a matching vest. She wanted to talk, she wanted to laugh, but most of all she wanted to cry. As time passed, she stayed outside picking up these things, working on the outfit, and one day the prince of all the land was riding by on his horse when he saw Bevin and was smitten with love. He dismounted, ran up to her, took her hand and said, "Marry me. Marry me. Marry me. Marry me." This happened 1,000 times. On the 1,001st time, Bevin could no longer resist the charm of the prince. So she consented. The prince picked up Bevin. He threw a royal dowry to her mother. And then they mounted his horse. And as they rode toward the castle, Bevin looked back at her goose of a brother and silently promised herself that she would not forget. Time went by. Bevin and the prince had a baby. and everyone in the new kingdom loved Bevin, except for the prince's mother. She was one of those jealous old women that didn't have many redeemable qualities, and she thought it was really weird that Bevin never talked. Whereas the prince thought having a wife who couldn't talk had some benefits, it really rubbed his mother the wrong way. So one day, she crept into the nursery where the new baby and Bevin and the prince were sleeping. She went to the baby and picked the baby up. Then she gave it to a wolf. But don't worry, he was a nice wolf named Fred who ran the daycare center. And the wolf said, "Am I going to get paid for this?"
Yes, of course you're going to get paid. Now just run along.
You realize I charge $25 an hour, right?
I don't care how much you charge. Just take the baby and go.
Yeah, but, you know what happens to people who don't pay their debts to wolves, right?
Just go already, all right?
All right, here's my business card. The mother took the business card and carefully placed it on the sleeping Bevin. And when the prince woke up, he saw that the baby was missing. He saw the business card on top of Bevin, and he said, Bevin, did you give our only son to a wolf?" When Bevin woke up, she saw that the baby was missing too, and she was just as startled. She saw the business card and she didn't know what to make of it. She wanted to talk, but out of respect for her brother, she knew she couldn't. Just then, the mother walked in and said, "Oh, yes, son, it's true. I saw it with my own eyes. Bevin did give your baby to the wolf. I told you you shouldn't have trusted her. She's crazy. You should lock her in the dungeon." The prince didn't know what to do, but listened to his mother. He never thought she would lie to him. So poor Bevin was cast into the dungeon. And even then, she remembered her promise to her poor goose of a brother. She picked up little bits of leaves and string and leaves and mulch and this and that, and with her bare raw finger continued to sew it into a beautiful pair of pants with a matching vest. It was such hard work. Meanwhile, the mother started running through town, telling lies about Bevin, singing songs that made people angry, lighting haystacks on fire, and the village people started picking up rakes and pitchforks, and they said that Bevin must die for her crimes. Bevin was thrust out of the dungeon. She was taken to a stake, where she was tied and soon to be burned alive. Even then, she continued to work on the beautiful pair of pants with the matching vest. The executioner with a flaming torch said, "Any last words?" And Bevin, looking at the beautiful pair of pants with the matching vest, said, "I'm done." Everyone was astonished. They'd never heard Bevin say a word. And as Bevin said this, she looked up and saw a goose flying through the air with a goofy grin on its face, and she knew it was her brother. At once her brother transformed into a human form again and landed a terrible belly flop on the ground. The brother and sister ran into each other's arms, and the brother said, "Oh, thank you, sister. Finally I can go eat worms again. Woohoo!" And he ran off as happy as when he was a boy before. The prince saw that his wife was talking for the first time, and he said, "Bevin, tell me the truth. Did you give our baby to the wolf?" "No, I would never have done that." "Then where is our baby?" "I don't know." But there was one person who did know. Charles the wolf. He was walking along and saying, "Hey, I've been watching this baby for a long time, and I haven't got paid anything, so I don't even want it anymore. Does anybody want this baby? Because I don't want it." Bevin and the prince knew that it was their baby, and they gladly took it, and the family was finally together again. As for the wolf, he looked around for that old woman, the mother of the prince, and then he found her. "Hey, you. Yeah, you. You owe me a lot of money."
"I don't know what you're talking about."
"I think you know what I'm talking about, and I think it's time you pay up."
I don't have any money. Just go along."
"Do you know what happens to people who don't pay their debts to wolves?"
No. What happens?
"I'll show you what happens to people who don't pay their debts to wolves." The end.